Well, hello guys, and welcome back to a new video. I won't start this time saying that I lied, that I thought I needed another knife. I'm guilty as charged. I bought this knife 6 months ago, and I just postponed this review because I was trying to find an excuse, a reason, but there is no reason for this knife. There is no use for this knife. I just bought it because I thought it was cute. This knife has no purpose, like a diamond or I don't know, a bumper sticker. So I'll make it quick. It'll be fast. I don't want you to waste your free time or your time at work if you're working now and watching my videos. Thank you. I'm your uncle. Before we start, let me thank you all. I never did it since now, and it's appropriate to thank you for watching my videos, subscribing to my channel, and of course all your comments. I appreciate it, and I thank you all. Now to the knife. Artisan Cutlery, Chinese brand. 6 months ago, so it was a long time ago, I just bought a few knives. Just because I liked some designs or some steels, I ended up buying, yes, a bit more than needed. The ones I have no excuse for, and this is one of those, I put them into a drawer and said one day I'll find a way to present them to my viewers. Well, this is the day. Artisan Cutlery, Chinese brand. There were many Chinese brands in the last few years that started making very interesting knives. They use good steels. The prices are quite affordable. In the case of this one, yes, the price is very good. The knife is very good. I'll tell you about that later. It's just that most of these brands have kind of a regular lineup and then a premium lineup where they use super steels, so-called huge super steels, and maybe some fancier materials for their handles and scales, and the prices go up to insane levels, or at least to me they're way too expensive. In this case, I stayed low and I went for the regular one, the Waistline, which is this little guy over here. Well, I can tell why it is called a Waistline, because of the shape. This is the G10 version. The scales are G10, they're rounded, and the steel is D2. Some people don't like D2 because they say it's hard to sharpen. I think that they probably need a little bit more experience in sharpening, because you can sharpen all types of steel the exact same way. It just takes a little bit longer on tougher steels. And D2, so-called tool steel, is a great steel, not totally stainless, not completely stainless, but works just fine, and the edge retention is very, very good. As long as you take care of the blade, D2 is a great steel. Of course, keep it clean, keep it dry, and maybe apply some oil on it if you're not going to use the knife for a long time. But aside from that, I like D2. I have another knife actually in D2, but that's material for another review, one of those guilty reviews that I'll make in the future. This particular knife came with a problem though. The blade was uneven, the edge was uneven. And I know you're looking at the shape of the blade and asking yourself, what am I supposed to do with a knife like that? Yeah, that's why I said I have no use for this knife. But give me a minute and I'll tell you about it. But the edge here was uneven on one side. It's a flat edge, but on one side was a little higher than the other. So I had to reprofile it, although, as you probably know now, I reprofile all my knives anyway. So I've put 20 degrees per side edge on the knife, and then I stropped it, and now it's shiny. It's a great edge. Never had a problem, although basically I just use it to open my mail. The tip of the knife, which I hope you can see, it also had a tiny little problem because there was some leftovers, a burr on the tip, and I got rid of that. Again, not a big problem, although I don't like knives that come like that. I would like a more consistent quality control from a brand, but no problem. Reprofiled it, now it's great. And now the shape. Let's face it, it's a weird, beautiful shape, don't get me wrong. The stonewash finish on the blade is very well done, and I like stonewashed blades. It's also very thick blade. I hope you can see that this is almost 4 millimeters. The blade is 10 centimeters in length. And overall the knife is just 100 grams. So it's a super light stabbing thing. But it's a beautiful knife. The shape is fantastic. It's mostly a knife to look at and cherish. But in terms of actual use, I don't know. I haven't found one yet. Because unless you want to look very, I don't know, menacing when you open your mail, I don't know, for a kind of very thin and long blade, the use for that is probably maybe the kitchen. Maybe in the kitchen it's going to be. I haven't tried it yet. Probably the kitchen is a good place for a knife like this if you want to look like some kind of ninja chef or something. As you can see, it's a flipper, and it's not the first time that I use a knife like this, but it's the first time that I use a flipper so smooth. It's a ceramic ball bearings that probably make the magic in here. So when you open it, it's a split second. It's like a switchblade, essentially. It's even better than a switchblade because it's very quiet. I have to apply no force on the tab here to open the blade. In the past, I've had a similar knife, similar design knife, and the experience was very, very different. And it was also quite expensive, so I was disappointed. And the liner lock does its job. Nothing to say about that. The liner lock is pretty good. And you can see my hand through the knife because this is essentially just two very thin and light scales and this giant blade. Or at least to me, it's a giant blade for a pocket knife. And speaking of pockets, the clip is comfortable. Again, I don't know why you would pocket carry this thing because it's quite scary to other people and way too long for practical actual use. But in case you want to have it in your pocket, the clip is very well done, as you can see, and you can also attach it to the other side, of course. In the end, I'm happy. I'll be honest with you. I was expecting a different knife, something smaller, something less threatening, but the quality and the fact that opening it is a breeze, yeah, that makes the knife essentially a good purchase. Although I don't know what to do with it. This is gonna end up in a drawer, and from time to time I'll just go there and look at it and have a very short laugh. But the knife itself, wow, I'm impressed. I am impressed. I never had a knife from Artisan Cutlery, and I can't say bad things about it. Well, one, the fact that the blade was a little uneven, that's a quality control issue, and I'm sure they will fix it down the road. But overall, I'm very impressed. Listen. See, very quiet, very smooth, very fast, very scary. So if you're looking for a lethal letter opener, it's a good choice. The Waistline from Artisan Cutlery. I paid for it 65 euros, I guess. It was many months ago, but yes, 65. And for a knife made like this, $65 is a very good price. They offer different versions of their models, and they go up and up in terms of price because they use, well, so-called super steels, which I'm not a big fan of. I mean, there's nothing they can do that a D2 can't. Also, the scales change. Different materials, different designs. But the difference in price is, at least in my opinion, very hard to justify. This regular lineup is very nice. They have kind of weird designs. Their catalog is, well, check it out. I'll leave you a link in the description because it's a fun ride. And if you have any questions, of course, please let me know, comment and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'm your uncle.